Back at the Siren, and we are going to attempt to get these two end pieces off today, just to leave us with this central section. I've had penetrating fluid, let me see, since the last video. It's been a couple of days, and I've been putting penetrating fluid on this every single day I've been here. And I think it's either a 13mm or a 14mm spanner. So I'll get a tripod set up somewhere over here, and we'll get a spanner onto these, and hopefully they'll come off without too much trouble. If these end nuts were anything to go by, it mightn't be fun, but we'll see. Fingers crossed anyway. And we'll get these two end bits off, and then fingers crossed they'll all come apart quite nicely, and then we can survey the damage inside the central body. You know, I'm not concerned about the outside. All these bits of rust and stuff, that's all going to come off. It's fine. Clean all that down, smooth it off. I'll have to get a new junction box for this just to tidy that up. And if those screws won't come out, which I would be very surprised if they do come out, they'll probably have to get cut off and then drilled through. And then I can put a new junction box on there and seal all that up. But we'll get a tripod set up and you can get a closer look. And yeah, we'll start taking these nuts off. So back in a second. Oh, good grief. Okay, we actually have quite a fair bit of movement here. That's amazing. I wonder if that's because the rod could be broken and I might be turning the rod. Okay, right, well I know everything's turning, so if I get that on. Okay, we have a lot of movement here. This nut is turning pretty easily. Okay, let me get my gloves on and I'll spray a little bit of penetrating fluid on this. Just to make things a little bit smoother. I'll spray the other ones before I get to them. Okay. These are under quite a lot of pressure, so I would not be surprised when I take these nuts off that everything will sort of, well, not fall apart, but I wonder if this actually is a 14 on this end. You know what I'll do? I'll use these vice grips, because the nut it's practically coming off with my finger. So, oh yeah, it's turning really easily. Okay, this is good. This is really, really good, because there's no resistance whatsoever. Let's see if I can take this off my finger now. Oh, I can. Okay, let's take this one off. So I really don't want to lose these. Not that I will. Okay, there's that side off. So there's one off. Let's put it up there. We do have a washer as well. Excellent. Okay, let me hold that. Okay, I might have to vice grip onto this to get this side off. So we'll get the vice grips on here. You know, I don't have to take this nut off, but it will be easier. Well, not easier having it off. I mean, it's not, you know what I mean? It's not holding anything. Oh, there's a 13. Yeah, it's a 14 I need. Okay, that's turning on this one. Right, okay, listen, we don't need that off at the moment. That's okay. That's not causing any resistance here. We'll get off, try this one now. Oh, this one's, look me, these are so loose. Okay. I tried them about a week ago and I found that some of them weren't even on, you know, they were finger tight, if anything. Okay, there's another one off. I'm going to store these up here on the side of the trailer. Right, so there is 2 off. These are all loose now. So 2 here, and then with 1 at the bottom. So I'm going to have to roll the Siren over. I'll get that. So let me just try this one very, very quickly, just to see what it's like. Okay, these are really good. These are really loose. This is excellent. Okay, so the way things are going, you know, I'm not going to count my blessings here just yet, but we're definitely not too far away here. I mean, I can undo these with my fingers now. I've just had, all I've had is penetrating fluid on these for the last 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah, that's completely loose. Completely loose. Completely loose. Okay. I'll move the tripod back and roll the Siren over this way here, and I should be able to get this last one done underneath. And then the only thing holding this together is just the compression, the spline really, the central spline. So if I knock this way, this end should just come off, hopefully. Okay, right, give me 2 seconds. I'll rearrange the tripod and we'll get this Siren rolled over onto its side. Yeah, you can see there, I think it's a nut. I can feel the rod inside. If I put my hand, there's actually damage here from where the base dented. And I can feel the rod inside this, right here. There's the rod. So if needs be, I can cut that with a grinder. Can I get a grinder disc in there? Might be hard. Hacksaw maybe. But I'm gonna see if I can stick something on this, and it doesn't look like a nut. I don't know. It probably is a nut. It's just a really small one. Just wanted to show the damage on this. There's the huge crack where it's landed on this leg. So I'm guessing it's landed right on this foot here, and it's just stove all the weight of the Siren dropping off the roof. That's cracked this huge piece out. That is loose. That bolt is loose. This, I don't know what, I think it is originally a nut, but it's just rusted on and it's just gone. And when the Siren was serviced at some point, they didn't replace this, or I don't know what was wrong with it, but I can't find a nut on that. You can actually see the internals of the Siren. Where's my little light? If I can get it to focus. There's the internals of the Siren. Everything, just notice it looks a little bit off. Everything just looks a little bit on the, you know, crooked. That's what I'm thinking's happened, that everything's sort of gone off to one side. And I think there's another crack over here. I think on the other side is actually cracked as well. That's quite a large chunk of metal. I'm hoping that the metal has fallen inside. It probably hasn't, but I mean, I can see inside from my angle. Let me see if you can look in. So the inside is painted green. greeny brown colour. There's a decent bit of rust in there, I think. No, everything looks, the copper wiring looks good. But this end piece is quite badly damaged. Quite badly damaged. Yeah, this isn't good. I really don't know about this. I'm trying to separate. I can see movement. I've put a pry bar in here, and as I'm prying this, you can see it moving. But, okay. Right, let me get the pry bar in there a bit more and see what we can do. And if I can even get a little bit of movement going with these, you know, get these off slightly, we're in a good place. But it's whether or not I can do that. Okay, back in a second. Okay, we've got a good bit of progress here. I have got this rotor right to the edge, so I've had about, I don't know, 1.5 centimeters of movement. So we've got about 1/2 inch of movement here, and that rotor is going to come out soon. We've got about 1 inch of spline left here, and I've been hitting it with got this pry bar and this sledgehammer, and it's just slowly, millimetre by millimetre going. So we'll get some penetrating spray sprayed on that, and I'll give it another good few whacks, and we'll hopefully get this off, and that's a good bit of progress. I've also whacked my finger as well, which really, really hurts. Oh, we have a little bit of side to side. I think he's coming. Hold on. I think she's coming. This might be loud, so if it is, I'll mute the microphone a bit. Oh, there we go. Holy flip. There we go. There's, look at the back of it. There is, these definitely have not been off in a very, very long time. So that could be World War II, the original World War II paint there. And there's the inside. We have 3 bolts here, and then we've another 4 bolts here, and those bolts are the bolts that hold this body onto that backing plate. So if I undo them, that will let me remove this. This is the damaged side, so it'll let me get a bit better closer look at that damage. So yeah, we'll probably put a ratchet onto this and get those out, because in there it's pretty clean. It would have been hard for moisture to really get in there, or any significant moisture. I can still see some grease in there. So these should come out. Be interested in what these are, what these 3 bolt heads are, if they are bolts. They mightn't be bolts, but I'll get in there and get a better closer look at them. But that's a big hurdle. Getting one of them off is a massive hurdle, and it was well wedged in there, really well wedged in. But it's not that heavy, but it's taken a little bit of weight off that, and that's what I wanted. So let me get a ratchet onto this and see if I can actually get this whole rotor taken off on this side, and it might be a bit easier for me then to manipulate the other side, because if you know, that was reasonably hard to get out, and I can't see any damage in here. That's what I mean. There's no it doesn't look as if it's kinked or anything. This looks fairly straight, and there's no damage. This isn't bent. That doesn't look bent, but you know, even probably a millimetre difference is going to make that pretty hard to get out. And it's not as if it was just a nice, you know, I had to physically hit that with the wrecking bar, and it was just like that, crick, 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 all the way out. So, right, well listen, getting that out's a good step. So let's go a little bit further. Okay, I've been hitting this side for a couple of minutes and just wanted to show you this. Oh, the sun is really bad here. What's that like? Get you there. Okay, so I've been hitting this for about 4 or 5 minutes, And look at this. And yes, the other side is spinning too. How awesome is that? We're actually getting a bit of noise out of it. Hold on, let me get my microphone right down to it. How awesome is that? Nice bit of progress. Just getting these rotors off now, and the 4 nuts were pretty much finger tight. I mean, there's absolutely barely any resistance there at all. And again, you know, I'd sprayed a bit of penetrating fluid on, but it, you know, a couple of turns, I can take it out by hand. Everything's in reasonably good condition. And let me see. Right, okay. I wonder if there's a circlip in there. Because that is now loose. That's now not connected to the body. So I reckon it's going to need a couple of hits with a hammer. And this rotor should come off. So let me give this a few whacks and we'll see what happens. Right, I gave this a few whacks and it has come loose. Oh, that's very heavy. Good grief. There's a lot of weight in that. You know, you could just about lift that one-handed. Flip, that's really heavy. Good grief. Well, that adds a lot of weight. So if I get this one off and that one off, I've really, really reduced the weight. Good grief, that is, wow, that's really heavy. Okay, that's interesting. Let me bring the camera a bit closer so you can see what we're working with here. Okay, there's your grease, when you put the grease in. It's interesting, you can actually, there's 2 ways you can put grease in. Those screws obviously hold on this section here. So I'm guessing undoing those screws probably then releases this unit from the backing plate. Let me have a little feel inside. Okay, I can actually feel. It gives me a better look at this as well. There's definitely not a bolt on that. Definitely not a bolt on that. Those are these, they're loose, so they can come out now. Okay. So I'm guessing then the reason why they didn't separate was because of this unit here. So that unit there is obviously attached to the other side. So to separate these, you would need to, I'm guessing, undo these. Let me get my torch again and shine inside. Okay, so that screw. All right. Okay. There just seems to be recesses underneath these. I can't actually see, I can't see the base. But you would think, with all those removed, let me look down inside. Okay, I can see the bottom of those down there. There we go. There is a rod. So there is a final rod here. I can see it inside, connected to this. You know, whatever that was. If that was a screw, I don't know, or a bolt, because there's definitely no bolt down there, and there's no bolt there. So I wonder if I just hit that a couple of times, maybe the rust that's around that will shear off, and or get a grinder, take a grinder to it and just cut it off, and then I'll just get a new thread, a bit of threaded bar. Inside is actually pretty clean. The mechanism looks pretty clean. It does not look damaged inside. Where this foot is here, yes, that is staved in, but if this top part was taken off, it could be probably heated up and hit out from the inside. I noticed there is a hole in the top. I removed some of the rust on the top and there is a hole, so that would need to be patched, and before it's painted would need to be patched up. But inside doesn't look too bad. Okay. I'm wondering if I undo these, what would happen? You know, there's absolutely no damage to these. So since this unit was, you know, built, I don't think these have ever been off, but I cannot see how this comes off this, or how it's attached inside. I can see these here. Right, okay. This is making more sense now. These are bolts. Or they used to be bolts, because there is not very much material left on them. Okay, that's not good. That's not good. But it's turned really nicely now. Right. A little bit more investigation required here. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to get these off, because the bolts, I can see these are bolts, but they're really badly mangled. Really badly mangled. Right, that's enough for today. That's really stubborn to get off. Really stubborn. So I'll leave it for a while, come up with another idea how to remove it. Maybe something like a steering wheel puller for a car, or bearing puller, something like that. We'll get a good grip on it and I can wind it and, you know, extract it that way. But I'll just let the penetrating fluid do its work for a week or so, and we'll come back to it. But I think we've got good progress there. We've got that side off and just this side to go. And hopefully we can get it off. But listen folks, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye bye.